I'm life and business coach Samantha Sifring, and this is the Online Business Building Mamas podcast, where you learn how to build a wildly successful business from home while raising kids. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. How's it going? I am doing pretty good. I recently got back from a mastermind gathering with the mastermind that I'm a part of, and it was our first time back in person in over a year, and it was so needed. I actually, during it, was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought only online was the same. It's totally not the same. And it made me so much more excited than I already even was for getting my mastermind together. Simple Scaling Mastermind live kickoff hybrid event is happening in a couple weeks, and everyone is so excited, which is so fun. And I felt like this was just a refresher to me of how incredible it is to be in the room together, to have that energy, to have that kind of connection. And I just absolutely cannot wait. I've been planning all these different topics that I want to teach about. I wrote this brand new book, the Simple Scaling Mastermind book, that's all about scaling your business. It is all about like all the details of a scalable offer and launching and creating a multiple year vision, a big picture vision for your business, teaching you how to step into really being the visionary CEO leader of your company and building a company that is separate from yourself, creating business values, having boundaries with your business and your personal life and personal time, and all of the good, fun things. So I am just so excited to have this resource for my mastermind students. They're going to have this ginormous book. It's like 150 pages of amazingness. They're going to have a copy that compels. They are going to have basically my whole brain about scaling a business right in their hand. And then we're going to be having really high level conversations about being a thought leader and being a CEO and the relationship that you need to have with yourself when you're scaling. And they're going to be making a lot of decisions about their business and the future and where they're going. And we're going to be doing it partially in person. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And I know that they are too. And I'm sure that I will be sharing more on the podcast after it happens. But today I want to throw things back. We've had a lot of content on here recently that's a little more focused on being further along in your business. And I know that not all of you are in that place yet. Many of you are at the very beginning. And I want to spend some time really talking about what it is like at the beginning of your business, what matters, how to get started. So we are starting that off today. We are going to talk about my first paying client. And here's why. The first paying client that you get in your business is both the most important client you get and also the hardest client that you will get. So when you're first starting off in your business, you have no evidence that somebody is going to pay your business for the thing that you offer. And that first paying client is something that you have to create without any evidence at all. And this is a challenge for our brains to believe in something that we don't have proof of, that we've never done before. And so many people never get past that first hurdle. And what's so sad about that is that the first client is the hardest one to get. So once you figure out how to get one client, then you just get another and another. And you can just keep building on that without having any drama or unnecessary obstacles there, right? Like once you have that one, everything is easier from there. And what's so interesting, I think, for a lot of you is that sometimes you perceive that your first client that you got was easy. So then your brain decides it was a fluke. That was too easy. It's not going to happen again. And then you make the second client and further clients after that even harder than they need to be. So much harder than they need to be. What's true is that that first one is the hardest one because you have no track record, you have no evidence. This is the hardest one. And once you get this one, everything can be easier from here. So I want to tell you a little bit about my first paying client. So a lot of you know that I started my business and I thought, oh, if I just put out a website and some like courses and an Instagram with like quotes and memes, then for sure people will want to buy from me. It's funny to think back about because now I'm like, oh, wow, I just put that out there. And it was literally like I created the website. I spent like a month working on my website. And then I posted it on my personal Facebook page. And I believe the caption was like, I did a thing. Literally. You were all laughing now. Especially those of you who have read Copy That Compels. You're like, she said what? Yes, everything that you learn in Copy That Compels for sure has come from me learning it, from doing it the hard way, the wrong way, and it not working. So I put that out there and was like, yeah, everybody's going to want to work with me. And nobody bought. Nobody reached out for a discovery call. I wasn't even offering a discovery call. I just had courses that they could just click buy now. Nobody clicked buy now. Nobody purchased. And it was a real surprise to me. I really thought, like, I know all the pieces of having a business. You just create all of this stuff and you put it in the world and then people buy and it's amazing. So then when they didn't, I initially made that mean something about me and my capacity for success and my capability for having a successful business. When really, it meant nothing. It meant, welcome to entrepreneurship, Samantha. You put something into the world and you get crickets. Get used to this because it will be a familiar experience going forward. This is just something that happens. And of course, I did a thing, didn't help. Creating a website with no context and putting it out there definitely didn't help, right? So time went by. I kept posting my memes and my quotes, writing to my email list of like my stepmom and my mom and my mother-in-law and some friends. And I was like, what the heck? I'm being so consistent. Why isn't this working? Maybe it will never work. Maybe I'm just not meant to do this. But eventually, I decided to do some other things. So first, I took on some free clients. And this was a total mistake. I took on a bunch of free clients, like maybe 8 free clients, all going through an 8-week one-on-one coaching program that I created. None of the 8 clients finished all 8 weeks. So if you've had some free client problems out there, you are not alone. That for sure happened to me. And I think, when you have free clients, most typically their investment just won't be there because they literally haven't invested. Sometimes you get free clients who are just incredible. I know these people exist. They are amazing. We love them. But many of the free clients you will get are not going to follow through all the way, and they aren't really going to be the best learning ground for you because a free client is so different than a paid client. So I did that, and at least I showed up to people and made an offer. And I think the confidence building for me was that when I showed up and made that offer and very quickly got a bunch of free clients, it helped me build my belief that people were interested in what I was offering. So I started the business in January of 2017. That was in the springtime, March, April range. And then the summer was difficult. The summer, I really felt quite frustrated about my business. I felt pretty discouraged. I dabbled in some Facebook ads. I grew my list actually a little bit from the Facebook ads, but these people were not buying. And I remember taking the month of August off. I was like, I just need a break. I just need to not think about this because it makes me so sad. It makes me feel bad about myself. So I decided to take a little break. And when I came back, I was like, there's got to be a place where I can go to people. Because right now I'm just waiting for them to come to me, and that's not happening. So there's got to be a way that I can go to them. There's got to be a way that I can get leads of people who are already interested in life coaching, in what I offer. So I found this website that is a matchmaking for life coaches and clients. So you sign up for it, they screen you, they make sure you're pretty legit. I don't remember what their criteria is anymore. And then people who are looking for a life coach submit their info, you read that info, and then you bid on them. And you pay, I think it was $30-ish was about how much I was paying per lead. So you would pay that to be then given their info. And it would go to the highest bidders. And I believe that each potential client would get 3 different contact infos of life coaches. So then they could, in theory, have 3 separate discovery calls and then make a decision. I, by the way, don't typically talk about this because I don't recommend that any of you use this particular website. Now, for other types of businesses, I have found that they make a lot more sense for other types of businesses. I have a client, for instance, who is a web developer. And she's on a site called Codeable, and people who want web developers go to Codeable, and that is how they meet people. So these kinds of things, Upwork is even one of them. This stuff is out there, and it can help you find clients. I just don't always recommend it, especially when you're paying a lot for these leads that aren't just looking at you. So I'm sharing this with a caveat. This is not the magic way to go out there and get clients. I think I actually got 2 clients from that service and then decided that networking in Facebook groups was a way better way to meet people. But I'm giving you all the details, all the behind the scenes. So this is how I met my first client. So I was on this website, I was bidding $30, $35, something like that for all of these different leads. I think I had maybe 3 or 4 discovery calls before the call with this potential client. And with each one, I got progressively better. I had been in some sales jobs before, so I knew your first couple pitches are not maybe going to be amazing, but then you're going to get in your groove and you're going to learn how to do it. And it's going to become very natural and you're going to feel confident about it. And then the selling is just going to be a lot easier. So I knew that that was going to happen with my discovery calls. And it was really exciting to be like, oh my gosh, I have potential clients who are interested in at least talking to me. That felt like the biggest hurdle ever to get past. And then I got a couple of no's and that was okay. It was like a yes is coming. I know it. And then this client said yes. And she said yes to my offer of one 30-minute session for $40. Can you believe this? I sold that. I bet a lot of you right now are like, I wish that I could get that right now from you. So this is the offer I made. She said yes. She paid when I sent the invoice. I was so excited. So excited. And she wanted coaching mainly on, she had like a big life decision that she wanted to make. So the one session was really what she was super interested in anyway. And she said yes, she paid. So fun. And here's why I say the first paying client is the most important one. Because in that moment when she said yes and then when she paid, I knew this is going to work. I don't know how. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know how much money I'm going to make, but somebody just gave me money to help them. Somebody just gave me money for the thing that I'm really good at on my own. Like they sent this to my business PayPal, not the company that I had been working with before. Like this was the pivotal moment in my business where I knew I'm doing this. It's happening. And that just means so much. This is why that first client matters so much. And this is why they're so hard to get. Because you don't have that kind of belief that like, this is for sure happening. I'm doing this until after they said yes. A lot of the time, like for a lot of us, I think that's pretty normal. So you have to sell despite not even being sure if this is really even going to work. And then once you get that first yes, it's like everything gets built on that foundation. And it really gives you that proof, right? Like that proof of concept for your business that people want this and they will pay me for it. So exciting and so fun. So fun. So she paid, she did the session. It was fantastic. And then I kept building from there. It took me 2 more months to get the second client. But the second client bought a package from me, which was so exciting. And then I started getting clients, at least one client every month after that. And it all built from there. I just started getting them faster and faster. But that first client was like, it broke the seal on signing clients. And everything from there became so much easier because I had so much more belief that people were willing to pay me for the work that I do in the world. So I have a few lessons from my story of getting my first paying client that I want to share with you. The first one is that there's a lot of you who are out there working your business right now thinking this should be easier. And I want to tell you this, it really shouldn't. This shouldn't be easier. And when you tell yourself that it should be easier, you make it harder because you are resisting against the reality of how your business is right now in this moment. Whatever is happening in your business in this moment is what it is supposed to be right now. And when you can accept that and when you can be at peace with that, it makes it so much easier to build and to be successful. I also want you to know that Whatever is happening in your business right now means nothing about your future success. How many of you would look at it taking 10 months to make $40 and think that that means that the business will never work? Probably a lot of people, right? But look at what happened for me. Look at what I created, 10 months to $40. But now I make over $1 million in 12 months. And I still feel like this is just the beginning. I'm just getting started with this business. There's so much more coming. There's so much more left for me to create. So whatever is happening right now means nothing about your future success. What you can also learn from this is that it might just be one tiny shift between you and the first client or the next client. I think a lot of us think that we have to make these huge, epic changes in our business. Like I could have looked at my website and the programs that I created early in my business and been like, well, those programs are wrong, so I just have to create a different course. When really, the thing that I had to change was I need to make sure that people know about me. I need to get in front of people. I need to invite them to a discovery call, and then I need to get better and better at doing discovery calls. There's just some skills that I need to develop that I don't have. So for all of you, it might just be one small thing between you and that next client you want to sign or that first client you want to sign. It may not be a huge, big thing. And here's what it is for most of you. For the majority of you, it's really just that you haven't told people what you're doing. So many people are like me. You start your business and you do this funny I did a thing post with your website, and people have no clue what the hell you're talking about. They're like, okay, you have a website, you have a blog, you have a podcast, all right. They don't know what you do and how you can help them. The most important thing that you can do when you are building up to getting that first client is telling people what you do. Not even new people, like not even going to like the leads website or anything like that. Just telling people who already know you, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is who I help. This is how I help them. Are you interested, or do you know anyone else who would be that you could refer me to? The people who know you in your real life want to help you. They want to see you happy and successful, or else kick them out of your real life. They want to help, but they can't do that if they don't know what you do or who you help. For a lot of people I know, just contacting their whole network and saying, this is the new thing that I'm doing. This is what it looks like. This is who I help. Do you know anyone who would be willing to chat with me about this or who's interested in this? Right? Like those general, here's what I'm doing, and asking for a referral. For a lot of businesses, you will get your first client by sending that. And you may get your first 5 clients from sending that. I've even seen people get fully booked just from letting their network know this is what I'm doing now. You may even have one person in your network who just wants to refer everybody they know to you. That's happened in my business. People are always asking me, do you know VAs? Do you know podcast editors? Do you know graphic designers? These different things. And if you happen to be the one that I know, you're going to get a lot of referrals. So sometimes just one really powerful person with a lot of connections of your ideal clients can get you all the way fully booked, let alone that first client, right? So letting people know what you do, so important. All right, so that's the story of my first paying client and all of the lessons that are in it for you. If you have not yet signed your first paying client, or if you have and you're looking for those next few clients and you're really building up your revenue at the very beginning of your business, Mama to CEO can help you do that. This program is made to help you sign your first client. It is made to help you through this hardest part of your business, proving to yourself that you are capable of making money. That is why I created that program, to help you all prove to yourself that you can make money. Getting over this initial hurdle of not making money before, it's the hardest part. And once you've made some, it's so easy to make more. All right, I will see you over in Mama to CEO, and I will be back here again with next week's episode. Bye. If you like this podcast, I want to invite you to coach with me over in my program, Mama to CEO. There's you, and there's the consistent income you want to make in your business, and I help you remove everything standing in between. It's lifetime access for mastering your marketing, sales, time, and everything else you need to have the business and life you really want. Whether it's making your first 1,000 or 100,000, I can help you do it. To join, go to mamatoceo.com. mamatoceo.com.